Hi everyone and welcome back to 5 Minute Family Search. So now what I would like to do is take a guided tour with you and let's show you how to do an indexing project. So I'm on the main page, the overview page. I'm just going to scroll down until I get to try a guided tour and I'm going to go ahead and click on try it out. When I do, it's going to bring you to a screen that looks just like an actual indexing page. And I'll go ahead and walk you through this. Just know, and they're telling you right here, none of the information that you enter is going to be saved, so don't worry about making a mistake. And it does tell you that trying this on a tablet screen might be a little bit small, so you might want to use another keyboard or an app that'll allow you to make your screen bigger. But just know, I personally, when I do family search or even indexing, I like to work on a screen. Like on my laptop, I have a 17-inch screen just so I can bounce around easier between the images and it's just larger and easier for me to see. So anyway, that is what that is telling you. We're going to go ahead and click Start Tour. And when we do, this is what you'll actually see when you come up to an indexing project. And it's going to walk you through with project instructions and let you know what you're looking at. So step one is images. And it tells you your first step is to determine whether this image should be indexed. Usually the answer is yes. So it's telling you that you should be looking at a draft registration card and you just want to look and make sure that you are. So you come over here to the right and you see registration card. So yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If it was no, you could just click here and you could just say no, there's no extractable data, and you could go ahead and send it back. But it is yes, so we're going to leave it as yes, and we would click next. Now let me show you this. Here it says project instructions. Down here at the bottom of that column it says project instructions. If you come over here to the right with the purple, this is the project instructions as well. So right here and now they're giving you 3 different places that you can click on that. And it's telling you that you want to be looking at a World War II draft registration card from the U.S. state of Georgia. And that's exactly what we're looking at. And it says, as we index, we focus on recording the names, dates, and places given in the documents because this is the information that is most helpful when people are searching out their ancestors. So I'm going to go ahead and close that so we can see it bigger. And I'm just going to scroll with my mouse to make this bigger. And you can see the information that we're looking at. It's a registration card, men born on or after February 17, 1897, and on or before December 31st, 1921. We have his name, his first name, his middle name, his last name. We have his address. We have the city, the county, and the state. And his mailing address is the same. He was 41 years old. He was born in Spencer. This is an exchange number, the month and day and year of his birth, where he was born, and then this is the name and address of people who will always know his address or how to find him. And so this is all information that is very important too. His place of employment of business and the number and street of where he worked. And then this is the registrant's signature. So this is the information that we're going to be plugging into these fields as we go. So we know that yes, this should be indexed. We're going to go ahead and click next. And when we do, they want given names. Now, if you ever have questions, you can just click on these little purple question marks. So if you have a question about how to index this, you can just click there. And it says the given name may be written either before or after the surname. Be sure to type the names in the correct fields. If you cannot determine if a name is a given name or surname, index it in this field. And they do give a lot more explanation that we don't need to go over, but you can see they give you examples. They just go through and try to walk you through step by step to give you confidence as you're doing this. So his first name is Holmes. So we're going to go ahead and put Holmes. And we're going to put Quincy because that's his first name and his middle name, and we index those together in given names. Then we're going to go ahead and move down to the next field, and we're going to put in Miller. That's his last name. Now we're going to come down to residence town, and you want to make sure that you get the correct one because like they said, sometimes they write them out of order. So Savannah was his city. His county was Chatham. Oops, I put a capital letter in there. Chatham, and then we know that it was the state of Georgia. Now, this is something that I really suggest you read through. If you click here, it tells you how to work with abbreviations. So you do not correct spelling or expand abbreviations. So when it says GA period, you just want to put GA. You don't index the punctuation unless they were hyphens and apostrophes and they're actually part of the name of the city. It goes through a lot more explanation, but you want to do it just like it looks and you want to leave it just like that. And so if I was to try to capitalize this A, it would tell me that's not correct. So they want it GA just like you see it recorded over here on this card. And again, you leave off that period. So his birth month, what did we say that was? He was born in July. So we're just going to click on July and then we're going to come down to birthday and that was the 17th, and his birth year was 1900. Now, his birth town or county, we see that of Spencer, and he was born in North Carolina. So we're just going to put in Spencer, and his birth state was North Carolina. Now, interesting that up here with Georgia, they did that as an abbreviation, but down here with North Carolina, they didn't. Underneath, they did, but up here where they recorded his birth, they actually did write it out as North Carolina. Now, our next one, when we come down, it says, do you see any more information on this image to be indexed? And we would just say no, because there's not another page. If there was another page, it would tell us there's a second page, and we would have to create another entry. But this is just one person. So we're going to say no, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to click on Submit Batch. If there were problems, it would tell you to please check your information. But since there's not, it says congratulations, there is nothing to double check, so you're finished. Click Submit Batch to submit your work or cancel to explore the program. So we're just going to say Submit Batch. And now it's gone through. And so it's saying good job. Now you can go ahead and start working in indexing. But that really is how easy it is. Some of the projects are harder. I do suggest when you start out that you start out on a basic beginner and you can start out on something like this and you can build up your confidence and get into more difficult projects.